Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel.
Cricket.
Urkel.
I don't think he's here.
And Katrina Swathwood.
Hi.
Corey's late. Yeah, I know this is the first intro in 90-something episodes where Corey isn't right here in his chair.
Where he's supposed to be?
Yeah, I don't know. He's a little late, a little behind, and we are playing Gloomhaven after this. So
We don't run on Mexican time.
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he's running late, and since we're playing Gloomhaven after this, we need to start. I just wanted to touch base with all our listeners that I really, really want to say thank you. As of right now, at the end of July, we are close to breaking our all-time downloads for a single month. We're 30-something away, so it shouldn't be a problem passing it. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone out there that's listening. We have a lot of good listeners. I want to thank Josh. Josh is out there somewhere. He's a good listener. He's always active with us on Twitter, and he's just a good guy, and there's a lot of them out there, so I just wanted to say thank you. We have already recorded our charity episode, but this episode will be coming out before that episode.
Because it's a long episode.
Yeah, because it's a lot of podcast.
And it doesn't help when your producer deletes stuff.
Yeah, I had the first hour of 7.5 hours completed, and Katrina deleted the edited episode. Not that it's pretty close to being uncut. Sorry, I'm burping up Mexican food and it hurts. Oh my God.
The pains.
Yeah, the pain.
Yeah, Katrina did a whoopsie.
So I'm
and I didn't even realize it until there was 5 minutes left. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't export it.
And I was half asleep when she told me, and I get really mean when I'm half asleep.
I was ready to cry.
Yeah,
I was so upset.
But I've already almost got back to where I was. But since this is coming out before the charity episode, I wanted to let everybody know how the donations are going to work. We haven't decided how we're taking them yet. I think it's going to end up being PayPal, because that seems to be the easiest for everybody. PayPal reduces fees when people are donating to a charity. So we'll set that up this weekend. But I wanted to touch base with everybody and let them know how it's going to work. Initially, we thought it was going to be a $7 donation, $1 for each. We need a cough button like they have in radio stations. You know, it's a thing, right? They hit the button so they can cough so it doesn't
like a
come
mute?
up. Yeah, That'd be nice. So it was going to be $7, one for each episode. And that's not going to be the case anymore. What we're going to do is we have signed comics, signed pictures, a signed little gift set from Mega 64. We have a signed Negan picture, signed Norman Reedus picture, tons of signed comics, and the big one is the $100 Comic-Con exclusive 4 Rick packs. Our 4 Ricks pack.
Bloody.
Signed by Robert Kirkman. Yeah, 15 years of Rick. But what we're going to do now is $1 through $9 gets you 1 entry per dollar.
To 9.
Per dollar, up to $9 for the signed comic books, the lower end items. And that'll get you 9 entries. Once you hit $10, you'll get the 9 entries in the comics, the signed comics, but that $10th dollar puts you into the next bracket, which is going to get you an entry for a signed Negan picture, a signed Norman Reedus picture, and all the signed things plus the Ricks. And for every dollar you go over $10, you'll get another entry into that. We also, in the 7.5 hours, we threw in a couple hashtags that you could use to get an extra entry here and there at no cost. We'll throw that in just for listening. But I know a lot of people want to donate. They don't necessarily have the time to listen to 8 hours worth of podcast. So I'm making sure everybody knows that they don't have to listen to donate. We'd love you to listen, and there's
Absolutely.
a few extra ways to enter. But we wanted to make sure that anybody that wanted to donate and wanted to win a prize could. So there's that out there.
And it's a great charity, so it's worth the donation.
Just a second. Come in. Yeah, see here, Corey showed up.
Yep.
He's a little late, but that's okay.
Late.
We're already recording. Hey, Corey, how's it going?
Hey.
We typically would have waited for you, but since we're playing Gloomhaven,
I don't mind.
we figured we would just start.
I thought you had a guest.
No guest, just you. I'm getting text messages and stuff. Yeah, we were just since this episode is coming out before the charity episode, we were just
You're prepping it?
Yeah, you could just throw all that on the ground. Sorry, I should have cleared that out for you.
You know she was coming.
Bryn, I should have assumed. I was just, since this is coming out before the charity episode, I was letting everybody know that the donations and how they're going to work and stuff like that.
Cool.
We were also talking about, you didn't know this, I told you I edited the first hour.
Yeah.
And Katrina accidentally deleted the edited episode, so I had to redo the entire
How much did you have to edit, though?
It was an hour and 4 minutes.
So how many edits did you...
I don't remember what I edited, so I still have to go back through.
You don't remember, like, it was like you didn't touch the first 20 minutes so you can skip it?
I don't think I touched the last 15, 20 minutes. So I'm trying to get to there and then just go from that.
Well, the last 5 minutes for sure didn't have a cut.
Why is that?
Because that was the last part that was left when I went through and deleted it.
Why is she going crazy?
Because,
our dog is going nuts.
Yeah, she's got people that pay attention to her.
Brent, stop. But with that said, I do have I did write some stuff down. Our the episode that we had, the last one that people were listening to before this one, Katrina named it Die Die Die.
You don't remember?
Oh God, it was so good.
Why you bring it up? You don't remember?
No, it was so good.
It's so great that you can.
It's
just
die
so
die die
forgettable.
with your moist anxiety hocus pocus. That's a lot of stuff right there.
All the topics we covered?
Yeah, we covered a lot of stuff.
That's funny.
Don't ask me to name things.
But I saw a couple interesting things today. You guys have both heard of the Mowgli movie from
Yes.
Andy Serkis. Did you see that Netflix bought the rights for it today?
No.
Yeah.
I saw the headline and I didn't bother clicking.
I haven't seen any news since I got back to work. It's been really busy.
To be honest, I wasn't sure from the headline if that meant from the ground up it was Netflix or if they acquired it.
They acquired it.
So that's weird. What productions? Like, it was not a big production studio that put up the money, like Universal or something?
I saw the trailer and it looks like high end, but you can't really count Netflix out of that realm anymore because they're putting so much money into original content. And I don't know if that means it's coming out in theaters for a month and then it's going to be
exclusive
on Netflix, or how it's going to be, but it looks like, or maybe it does get a wide release and then Netflix gets it afterwards. I don't know.
That would be the first, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe things go that way. You know, eventually there's not going to be an actual medium release.
I think
If they never released an Adam Sandler movie in theaters, I'd be surprised if they did Mowgli.
there's been like Hush, that movie, that Blumhouse movie. I think that was out for a week or two before it came to Netflix.
But that wasn't like bought by Netflix.
I think it's a Netflix movie, if I'm not mistaken,
Really?
but I'm not sure.
I wonder, we don't understand the difference when we can't tell when they pay for exclusivity or when they pay a company for all their movies, who knows?
Yeah, we don't really, they're pretty hush-hush about what's going on behind the scenes.
Things come and go. It's always kind of weird. It's like,
just as a heads up, I ate a full plate of nachos and half a burrito before this, and I'm like
He's dying.
super sick to my stomach.
why would you do that?
I don't know. I've been having such bad problems with my stomach, but we didn't have any Mexican food during Comic-Con, so I was like, I want Mexican food tonight.
Nice choice.
And I ate way too much, so now I'm trying to drink like stomach calming tea, and I had Tums and all this stuff. It's terrible. No anxiety with it, just so everybody out there knows.
That's good. It's just stomach.
Yeah.
And throat. And burps.
I hate to move on to the next thing really fast, but I saw something. I have a couple things today, but I saw something online, and I've seen this in the past, and I'll give credit to where credit's due. My friend Jesse posted it on Facebook, but it wasn't the first time I had seen something. And it's a post that says, post an unpopular opinion, and you can only say agree or disagree under it. No arguing.
Okay.
So people, like mine was, Goonies is overrated, and nobody agreed with me.
I agree with you.
So there was that, and then there was like Limp Bizkit was actually pretty good, and then people would post stuff. And then one of them was Friends and Big Bang Theory are overrated shows that tell people when to laugh because they don't know how to laugh on their own. And I said I agree with half of that.
Yeah.
With Friends, you kind of lose yourself in it, and you don't hear the laughing track as much. It's like breathing. When you think about breathing,
You can hear yourself.
You can hear yourself and you adjust your breathing. But when you're not thinking about it, it's not there. I think it's harder on Big Bang Theory, but Friends, it's still there too. I'll catch it every once in a while where it's like a laugh that's just like, ha ha, for a single second and then it goes away instead of like a big laugh. But I wanted to kind of create a game on this, and we're not going to play it today. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I want some of our Twitter followers to shoot some of these at us.
A couple agrees or disagrees.
Yeah, you can do hashtag 9to5nerds just so I can look up that hashtag and we can go from there so I can keep track of them. But here's what I want to do. I want to get next week when we have a guest, whether it's Brian or Alan or whoever, probably Alan because I think maybe both of them. We just did that big podcast. Maybe we can have both of them on there.
Maybe.
Not Alan, because he can't share a mic.
Yeah, man. You guys are going to hear it, but it was hour 7, so it was kind of rough. But Alan kept talking way far away from the mic, and I hope everybody can hear him when the charity episode comes out.
Yeah.
Because he's quiet as it is when he's talking into the mic, because he's kind of soft-spoken. I edited the first episode, and he was a little quiet.
Well, that's not good.
No.
He's also not used to this kind of equipment either.
Yeah. But here's the game I want to play. I want to take 3 really, really unpopular opinions.
Okay.
And as much as you want to argue them,
you can't. Ha!
You can pick one to argue with. So if you can pick 3 that are like really like terrible things that are unpopular opinions, and somebody feels passionate about it, they can argue that one. And all of our Twitter followers can post ones, and we'll throw them on there. And maybe we'll just draw 3 out of a hat, or we can bring our own.
Like, how bad are we going?
Well, whatever. I mean, it can literally be whatever. I mean.
Well, if you have 3 good ones, do you have to disagree with 2 of them?
If you want to say like blowjobs are overrated,
okay,
like
I wouldn't know.
I don't know who's. I guess some people might want to argue that, but
I don't know who.
I agree or I would agree with that. That's strange, but whatever. I'm just saying you can go that far. You can just say Batman sucks, and whether you agree or disagree, we could do whatever. But I just
you want to keep this lighthearted and funny. I'm seeing.
No, he wants to get perverse and weird.
No, I mean you mean like Trump is a good president?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. That's just a long day.
Yeah, so
I agree.
I want some of our Twitter followers, and every single one that our Twitter followers throw in, we will use.
Ooh, that could be messy.
We don't have the most active Twitter. Okay, if it's horribly obscene, I will take it out. But
okay.
I'm not going to take out something that's just lighthearted or funny, or even if it's a little over the edge. But if it's like like
I have one that's like glaring in my mind.
Okay, you want to say it? Or
no, I
say
don't. I'll talk to you about it off mic.
That's fine. But I think that'd be a fun game because
that sounds cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that today. One of the other things I was thinking about today is I heard somebody talking about stuff they ate as a kid. And
salami sandwiches.
No, it was an apple pie from McDonald's.
Okay, yeah.
Like, do you remember eating those like Hostess pies that were in like the
and they
wax
were way too
paper?
hot and you had to wait?
Well, take a step back. Like the wax paper pies, like the Hostess ones.
Yeah,
do you remember those, Corey?
Yeah.
Those are like one apple pie is like 2,000 calories. It's like your daily intake.
I bought some for the kids and they wouldn't touch them.
Yeah, it's like gelatinous, and I remember loving the chocolate ones as a kid. Is there anything that you can remember that you loved as a kid that now is like, oh God, that's so bad for you? I mean, whether it's soda or like Twinkies, but just for some reason that's stuck in my brain today.
I lived next to a Quick Stop growing up.
So what was your favorite thing to get?
I would always go and get candy at least once a day.
What kind of candy?
It didn't matter.
And you still eat all that,
and
so it doesn't matter.
All that now. But I would go and get a cup of nacho cheese because my dad would always have.
Would you drink the nacho cheese?
No, no. We'd already have chips at home. I didn't need the chips. I just needed the cheese. And it was just really weird that I would go do that. Slush puppies.
For the record, Katrina still prefers nacho cheese over like melted cheese on nachos.
Absolutely. It's the best. I also live down the street from a ice cream parlor.
Okay, but Gunther's is like, I don't know if any of you are from Northern California. We do have family
Probably
up there.
Not.
But Gunther's is like, it's been there for 80-something years.
It's been there forever.
And
Juggling Joe.
And it is a delicious, delicious ice cream parlor. Whenever you go to Sacramento, Corey.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Or here's one for you. If you ever are really, really nice and you take your very nice girlfriend to Santa Barbara for the weekend, because it's a very, very cool place, there's a place called McConnell's on State Street that has amazing, amazing ice cream. He's looking at it like, no, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not doing that.
It's expensive.
Santa Barbara's a nice place to go on a weekend
Let's go
trip.
get ice cream.
Yeah, it's only 3.5 hours away.
Totally worth it.
Or you can go to
I mean,
Campo
like,
Road in
You get
Springa.
up there and feel like, I actually don't want ice cream. Let's go back home.
It's so hard to drive there. You have to drive all along the coast.
For the last
If you're
little
driving
bit.
there, you're staying.
It's a fun trip. It's really 3.5 hours isn't that bad. Alan wants me to go to Emerald City Comic Con with him
In a
with his
van.
in a van, which is a 19-hour drive.
No.
Party van, man.
Oh, that reminds me, Corey. I didn't apply for you, but Katrina and I were approved for our first press passes.
Yay.
Really?
Yeah, for Designer Con in November.
Oh.
It's in Anaheim.
Oh, like, yay.
Not for Comic Con.
Oh.
If it was Comic Con, I would have applied for you.
Yeah.
But I figured you weren't going to go to Designer Con in November.
Are you?
Yeah.
We actually, there's a guy we buy
We
art.
actually like art and things.
Yeah, it's a guy we buy artwork from at WonderCon. He's like, when we went in March or April, whenever it was, he was like, oh, you should check out Designer Con. It's like, it's toy designers, artists, also. I think it's 900 exhibitors this year.
Funko's going to be there.
Yeah, Funko's actually going to be there this year.
Oh, that's cool.
But we were planning on going, and then somebody said, why don't you apply for press? You probably qualify. And
Where's that?
It's in Anaheim.
Okay. Same convention center?
Yeah. It was in Pasadena. It outgrew their convention center, so it moved to Anaheim.
Nice.
So, yeah, we got approved for press passes, and we're going to go there in November. So that's kind of cool. I mean, first time for... Oh, and I had a listener today message me on Twitter saying Corey said footage correctly in a past episode.
Are you sure? Like way past?
It is
Probably not.
It is our bank episode that I put up.
Ah.
I wonder if I was being
Facetious.
no, just careful.
Like when I say fur and I immediately correct myself to say for.
Yeah. I was probably thinking about the word like in my head before I had the sentence ready.
Oh, what a chameleon.
Nice. I got to tell you, the last couple times we played Gloomhaven, I was kind of
Dour.
yeah, I didn't really want to play because this Beast Tyrant is tough. But after Katrina and I ran through a random scenario with the Brute, I'm like, I can't wait to get done with this because I want to play.
I don't get to even level up because you guys suck.
Yeah, because she leveled up, but we're not going back to the city because we're doing the same.
So I can't level
scenario.
up.
Okay. That's
Yep.
a sad story. I
Here's
hate to hear it.
Here's a question.
It makes
I mean,
me weep.
We'll discuss it since we're on here. I can't, since I'm a Brute and I wasn't in that scenario. Do we have to go back to town to get me?
No, because you've created a character.
Also, if I wanted to sell the boots from the Beast Tyrant and buy them as the Brute, can I do that?
It makes them available in the shop.
but we
you
didn't go back to
can't-
town at the end of the last scenario.
It's
We
not
didn't-
like you buy it
But
straight
the
from
Brute's not with that party right now.
You can. Oh, yeah. We have to go. Well, I don't know. That gets a little technical.
We'll
Yeah.
have to look into that. But
Okay.
we didn't go back to town at the end of the scenario.
You guys can look into it while I break down the podcast stuff and set up the poker table because we can't fit
Yay.
it on the small table.
No.
Okay. So I went over my game. I went over the donations. I found an interesting news story that has nothing to do with nerds
Okay.
or comics or pop culture
Bring it on.
or whatever. I don't know if you guys saw this today.
I saw nothing.
Okay. Colombian drug cartel orders hit on German Shepherd. Have you saw
Yeah.
A
this?
dog?
I read
Yeah.
the headline.
So it says 6-year-old German Shepherd with a bounty on her head. She works as a sniffer dog in Colombian anti-narcotics police force, and she's very, very, very good at her job to the point where one of the head drug cartel there, I can't remember what they are, ordered a. It says reports have been flying out that the drug cartels have put a hit on the German Shepherd, with some outlets putting that the figure is at more than $90,000.
For a dog.
Might
But
be
as we
really
read
good at his
earlier,
job.
the figure is closer to 9,000, and it said 53,000. I've seen some different numbers, but yeah, the drug cartel put out a hit on this German Shepherd. I think she's caught something in the way of 200 and something smugglers.
It sounds like a great movie. Get Poochie.
Okay, this is some bullshit, dude.
What's going on?
We've never had ants in this house, and all of a sudden we have like ants here, and I see one
It's
crawling.
because it's so fucking hot right now.
No, it's because Parker did the Mentos Diet Coke challenge in the front yard, so they all came to.
whose fault is that?
That's mine.
Mentos. The fresh maker.
But now I've killed. I mean, it's not like we have an ant trail, but I've killed 3 ants over the last.
you
10
just
minutes.
lead them away to your neighbor. You send a Mentos trap over the fence.
I like it. We'll do like a stream where we'll direct it towards them.
You're just going to pour the soda on the ground?
But drug cartel,
Okay.
German Shepherd.
Where's this at?
Colombia.
Colombia.
Like the dog is in Colombia?
Yeah, in the airport.
He's a police dog. So maybe it's the only one they got in that country.
So now that police dog has 6 extra security members with
They're
it.
not going to let anybody feed that dog.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't know. I know corruption runs pretty rampant in South America. I don't know how that is, but you might be an inside job if something happens to that dog.
Yeah. I heard a fucked up dog story. I read it. It was unforeseen consequences of war that's not talked about. But the article wanted to detail that when we went into Vietnam, along with all the servicemen, there were upward of 3,000 service dogs that went for guard duty or smelling out.
Mines?
Maybe that.
Wasn't there a dog that spelled...
I would assume all the tunnels the Viet Cong had.
They eat them?
But no.
Oh.
They made such a hasty retreat out of Vietnam, the U.S., when we withdrew.
They left the
dogs.
dogs.
Remaining dogs were ordered to be either abandoned or euthanized. 3,000.
That's horrible.
Yeah, they didn't have enough. They were considered excess or surplus supplies that were to be destroyed, field destroyed.
And it cost too much money to bring them back home.
Yeah,
That's awful.
and they worried about them carrying diseases from the jungle.
Classic American move.
It's like, that sucks. Brave
That
American
does.
dogs,
Yeah.
soldiers.
I think didn't the last 9/11 dog passed away this last year, I believe, within the
Yeah.
last 12 months. Yeah, I mean that they were dogs that were searching out for people and stuff like that. So
Right, not dogs in the tower.
I saw a cat that got hit by a car today and it like exploded.
You saw it?
I saw it right after. I'm like, ugh. I hate that kind of stuff. The guy I was with was like, look, dead cat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't want to say their name.
So you had somebody in your cab?
Well,
We
school's
have,
not in right now.
Yeah, school's not in right now, so we were tag teaming something.
Oh, you buddy up.
Or the we deliver food to supermarkets, and the supermarket wasn't open, so I don't like talking about where I work.
That's fine.
And then some of them listen to
It
this
is
now.
shady.
Well, some of them listen to this now.
Black market stuff.
No.
So. Yeah.
You know these lunch people do with
Yeah.
it.
Are you talking
afterwards?
about I'm the one that ordered the hit on the Colombian drug sniffing dog?
No, you don't care about dogs in Colombia.
I like dogs. I like
You
dags.
may have taken care of the cat.
I like
but
caravans better. Did you guys bring any news to the... What do you feel about this dog, Katrina?
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, though.
It's not dead.
It's not
Yet.
dead. Yeah. Yet.
That thing's going to die. Especially if it's causing that much money.
I want to play Gloomhaven.
I know you
Can we just shut it off now?
No, not yet.
Oh.
No, I've been buried in work since I got back to work on Tuesday. It has been awful.
You hear about Dan Harmon?
What do you do now? Drink too much vodka?
He had a short that came to light, and now he's off social media.
Yeah, I was just going to compare it to a James Gunn kind of.
You saw Chris Hardwick got put back on AMC, right?
I didn't see that. I don't know how to feel about that because I haven't even read an article about it. I just
Okay.
heard it. Does that make you mad? Happy?
Makes me mad at other people who are being jackasses.
Yeah, I mean, all the people that said they wished Yvette Nicole Brown would die and all these things. I'm like, you're trying to defend this guy that you don't know. None of us know this person personally.
There's always some fervent fan base,
And
for everybody.
I always lean on the side of I believe the person. I believe the
People make
accuser,
allegation?
not
Yeah.
the accused. Typically, because false accusations are such a small.
But they're highlighted so gravely.
Because they want to bury those people.
Right.
But when a movie studio or TV production company or something says we did our due diligence and investigations, my thing is they weigh the money against
Cost of
how much
settlement.
they might lose,
Yep.
as opposed to like most people believe Chris Hardwick, so they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're going to lose this small percentage."
They don't weigh the morality of the
No,
subject.
no,
They weigh
it's
There's no
everything.
morality
Yeah,
in
the cost-
entertainment.
Everything's weighed in dollars.
I
Correct.
agree. And I wonder if the James Gunn one wasn't decided because they're trying to take over Fox.
It went through.
I've seen the shareholders agreed. Is it?
It's still got to be approved by the government.
Yeah. So is that part reason why they had to tiptoe around and fire James Gunn? Because
I think when you're dealing with things like pedophilia, it's a little bit different than when you have a woman accuse a man of rape. Sadly.
did you see what Dan Harmon did?
No. What did he do?
He had a skit where he was raping a baby.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And it was a doll that he was making like motions on.
Yeah. But Cartoon Network or Adult Swim like he apologized profusely. What it gets a little bit more complicated than that, but Adult Swim took no actions against him. They said.
Of course he didn't.
They said all's forgiven, more or less, in a big statement. But the reason why it's not horrible, it was for a skit for a pilot of a show that never took off, that they never aired, and it was going to be a play on what's Dexter.
Yeah. I read the article, but it's been about a week.
Yeah. So it was going to be Dexter, except instead of just murdering the serial killers, he really wants to punish them. So he goes back in time and rapes them as a baby. That'll teach him.
Same thing. Joke in poor taste,
Yeah.
and you can understand why people are upset, but is it a fireable offense?
In this case, no. I'm surprised because it's
It's directly related to
two
his
very popular
employment.
people having like pedophile jokes online. One got the boot and the other got a slap on the wrist.
Marvel has much more to lose than Adult Swim,
I agree.
even though Rick and Morty is like one of the biggest
And-
shows on TV.
I think it's catering to a different audience too. Disney's for everybody. Adult Swim has a very narrow, I think,
It's a
age
very
range.
niche community.
I don't think James Gunn is going away. I think he's not directing anymore,
Yeah,
but
well-
I think he's going to be behind the scenes writing a lot of stuff, and I don't think they're going to try to hide from it.
We talked about. Yeah,
I think they're going to say, well, we punished him. He lost his job. He's sorry. He's changed. And, he's still writing for us, but, he's had to step down from helming. I'm hoping that they pull Jay Shandracker
don't know
from...
who it is?
Yeah, he's the guy from Super
Broken
Troopers.
Lizard.
Broken Lizard.
Oh, yeah.
To maybe...
I was
He's like, wait,
to
what?
possibly direct
Well, he was
Guardians.
he was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I saw a title link that I didn't click today that said Super Troopers 3 is stealing their title from a Marvel movie, and I'm like, there's going to be a Super Troopers 3, and they already announced it? I mean, I know the movie was successful, so
Is that this a for sure thing?
I don't know. I didn't click on the link.
Was it clickbait?
Yeah. I wonder if it just got tweeted out like some joke.
Find out.
You guys can, I know I run this thing, and I know I'm the talent here.
No, I literally have nothing in my brain.
You always have something to contribute, and you don't have
It's
anything to
jelly. Like, I had so many phone calls today. I think I wanted to throw up.
You think you wanted to throw up?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to change the subject on you while you're still finishing it. I read an article today. I was tripped out, but I don't want to change the subject quite yet.
The second Super Troopers film is new in theaters, but Broken Lizard is already to iron a third one that will make its name from the second Captain America. Yes, really. The third installment in Super Troopers franchise will apparently be titled Super Troopers Winter Soldiers.
Okay, that's cute.
Okay.
So the tagline headline was Russian worms frozen for nearly 42,000 years, alive and well.
I just
scientists
read
say.
this.
Okay, so
It was nematodes.
were you not tripped out by this? So did you haven't heard?
I just read it.
No.
So
They thought out nematodes from a 42,000-year-old permafrost.
yeah, a place where they kind of go down to get like mammoth remains.
Uh-huh.
That's like 12 feet below the ground somewhere, but 300 worms or nematodes, whatever, were unburied and thawed out, and 2 of them showed signs of life, and they're wiggling around. They're alive.
I can tell you this.
Oldest animals on the planet right now.
When I see that, I think the same thing as I saw. You saw the black sarcophagus, right?
What?
They found a black
They found a
sealed
new-
sarcophagus
yeah.
in Egypt.
In Egypt. They don't know who it is.
They opened it up. It had 3 bodies in it.
Really?
Yeah, but the
Is this in the middle of nowhere? Or is this in a pyramid?
I don't know, but it was
There's trick rooms in there.
I know, like
there was
I've seen the mummy.
there was a broken seal at some point, but they hadn't. I think they said they hadn't found a black sarcophagus,
Ever.
and they opened it up, but
And they opened it up.
liquid had gotten inside, and all 3 of the bones were soaking in like a red liquid. There's a petition online for people to fucking drink it. It's like, what is wrong with
They'll
you?
drink anything.
But with the nematodes thing and this black sarcophagus, I just figured it's bringing around the end of the world.
Yeah.
I've seen too many movies to think that the mummy's not going to come,
Why
or
would they open
or
it?
those nematodes are going to be part of the thing
Yeah.
where they're going to start.
As trippy as it is, I don't think nematodes can really think. But if they could, can you imagine being like hanging out one day and then freezing, and then, whoop, there goes 42,000 years later, a race that was never even there. It's taken over the world. Now you're being experimented on. Like 2,000
It's like
years
Encino
ago
Man.
was, like, I mean, Egyptians were a couple thousand years ago, but not 42,000 years.
That's
And now they're going to live for a couple of days and probably die.
yeah.
Good job, scientists.
The article I started reading was, is cryo freeze a legitimate way to survive? Nematodes survive 40,000 years.
If they can extract whatever genes they got to let them hibernate like that.
Well, I'm saying, like, there's already people that are frozen I mean, there's a company, I can't remember if it was called, I think it's called Cryo Freeze or something along those lines, where you can actually be frozen, but they don't have the technology to unfreeze a person yet.
Maybe it'd be better if they just cover you in sap. I've seen a movie once where they took DNA from things in sap.
I was listening to...
I don't think anything went wrong with that idea.
No. I was listening to a news thing where they said the first people that were frozen, like the ice is really cloudy, but the people that get frozen now, it's like crystal clear, so there's like a differential in how they're freezing them, but you actually can't freeze a living person.
They have to,
so these people have to be signed up for this and then die, and those people have to be there to immediately freeze them.
Right. Kind of an odd job. You got to be ready at any point in time to freeze somebody. Ooh.
30.
Oh, okay. We need to get to at least 50.
Oh.
At least.
So I think you're going to make fun of us on this, Corey. You know how in the past, we've had like a discussion about whether we would let our kids play Fortnite and stuff like that. Parker's played it.
I think you overreacted the time I brought it up.
Yeah, and I say that you don't have kids, so you can't make the decision.
Yeah, you say it all the time.
Yeah, it's a kid-by-kid basis.
True.
But...
you've caved.
No, Parker's played Fortnite, but it's not like a regular thing.
Do you think that game is just as bad now as you thought it was?
10
weeks ago.
10 weeks ago. As long as the volume's not on.
Yeah, or don't let them play any online. You have adults that yell at kids on the internet.
Shut up.
On Xbox.
I was a young adult. Very young adult. But no. Oh, God, that Mexican food.
I was watching your brother play it the other day a little bit.
Oh, Fortnite?
Yeah, it's fun. It looks fun.
I mean, it's interesting. It is what it is. But we've let the boys. I took both the boys to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is, I believe, PG-13, because they say like shit and ass and stuff like that. I let Parker watch Ready Player One.
What are they saying that?
A lot of things.
Yeah, more than I remember as I'm watching it with my child and looking over. I wanted him to watch it because
Iron Giant.
Well, not only Iron Giant, but they get referenced. Like Parker was like, "Oh, look, Overwatch characters," or "Oh, look this." Where we're like, "Oh, look, Chucky." "Oh, look, Battletoads."
Yeah.
So it was different references, and it was interesting watching it with kids that from now. They say shit, ass, asshole.
A lot.
They say the F word
shit.
one time in the movie when he goes, "It's fucking Chucky."
Nice.
And I was like, damn it. Like, I didn't realize they swore so much.
Yeah, what's the rating on it?
It's PG-13. You can say the F word once in PG-13.
They pushed the limit, though.
Yes. But Parker really enjoyed it, and even Oliver sat and like watched portions of it, but I made Oliver not watch at certain points.
The Shining part.
The Shining and Parker, who's a big scaredy cat, did fine. We're kind of like towing. Like, when I was a kid, I watched really scary movies, and they're not ready for that, and I understand that, but we're kind of like tiptoeing into different things just to see what they can handle and what they can't.
Goosebumps was the limit for a minute.
Yeah. But Ready Player One is a fun movie, man. I bought it yesterday.
I'm surprised some people like it. They do. I know a guy at work named Vic who doesn't like anything. Liked it.
And he liked it?
Yeah.
That is weird.
He hates Guardians, right?
No, he likes Guardians.
Oh, it's a Guardians. He hated Captain America Winter Soldier.
Which is the one I figured he would like.
Yeah. And he's known to hate just things that are...
Just to hate things?
CG, musical, or preposterous in any way. And he said he really liked Ready Player One.
It's a fun movie.
I was like, wow. How about that?
I haven't discussed this with you guys, but over the next month or so, I want to somehow have an audio special effects board.
You have talked to me about this.
Have I?
Yeah.
Whoop.
You
And that's
gave me till September to figure it out.
Okay, that's one of the ones I want is, wow. I want the...
You can probably just make that on your phone, you know.
Yeah, but I want it hooked up to it so it goes straight in.
He wants me to press a button and have it just be on the audio
Why
track.
don't you just edit it in?
I could, but that just adds more for me to do post, and I just want to take care of it.
There's going to be a bunch of fart sounds when I talk.
Yeah. I have a surprise for you guys.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
Oh, no, I'm not telling you now.
Oh, I don't really appreciate that.
I have something that is going to happen in a couple months that I'm going to spring on you.
I don't like this
and
already.
I'm telling you now.
I'm going to clench my butt
but
cheeks.
It will be interesting. I am working on something.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You don't work on much.
I work on this fucking podcast. I am excited. I'm working with somebody that's that you know, on something that will be interesting.
I don't like it.
Sounds like adultery.
What?
It's not adultery.
How would he spring adultery on me?
Do you want to ask yourself?
I like that your
question?
mom on Twitter likes our die with your moist anxiety hocus pocus post.
She likes that I try.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have something in the works. I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, kudos to you,
It came
sir.
to me while I was working this week, and I immediately sent out some messages to somebody.
Okay.
And I
I wish I had time for ideas.
yeah, you do.
When I run.
Well, you have time.
I do not.
Yes, you do. There
That
is
is a
time.
lie.
There is time in your day to come up with ideas.
Agree to disagree.
There's time in your day,
Let bygones be bygones.
Corey, to come up with stuff.
Can we all just get along?
It is
No.
not just up to me to bring everything to the table.
I found something.
What'd you find?
Quentin Tarantino's filming his 9th movie.
Oh, what is it? Is it the
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Charles Manson?
Oh, I don't know.
It's-
It's just, I guess he's rolling back a bunch of the block to like 1969 memorabilia, and everybody wants it to stay that way.
Nice. Yeah, it's I want to say it's with Manson.
Okay. Brad Pitt's in it?
Sure. Do you have a synopsis on it?
No.
I'm pretty sure
I can't tell who
that's
that
his
is.
Manson movie.
They're just talking about him changing the city. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio hanging out in an old Cadillac.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure DiCaprio is Manson, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that. He's also supposed to play Howard Hughes, isn't he? Wait, Howard Hughes?
Didn't he already?
No, yeah, I have that mistaken. Howard Holmes? Who's the first serial killer in America?
I don't know.
Damn it, Alan. Alan, where are you?
Teddy Roosevelt.
No.
We don't know that.
Okay, it's a Scorsese movie. It's no, that's not it. Damn it, no.
Is it The Wolf of Wall Street 2? Wolf Harder?
What?
Okay, Dr. H.H. Holmes, the serial killer who lured up to 200 victims to their deaths in his hotel. So he's
Ooh.
playing H.H. Holmes. Yeah, that's his name. He was a serial killer. And yeah, and if you read anything about H.H. Holmes, it's like, I'm fairly certain he was the guy that sold the skeletons, the medical facilities and stuff of people. Like, you know, they didn't have forensics back then.
Here you
So,
go. Here's a skeleton I
I think
had.
he started as a shopkeep and ended up buying the shop and then ended up moving it up to like a hotel, and he would like lure people in there and kill them and stuff. So DiCaprio's playing him, and it's a Scorsese movie. So I'm like, sounds
Tempting.
Sounds weird.
Are there
entertaining.
Quaaludes involved?
Quaaludes. No.
No Quaaludes.
No Quaaludes.
Uh,
Alan, when you hear this, Alan at Four Guys at a Table, tweet out and
your favorite serial killer?
no, I don't want to talk. That'd be a whole show with Alan.
Edmund.
Edmund Kemper.
Yep.
Nobody should have a favorite serial killer.
Oh,
I understand.
okay.
Dexter.
I understand that it's an interesting topic, and you know, people find serial killers fascinating because of the way their minds work and
Yeah.
and things like that. But nobody should have a favorite serial killer.
I was really excited when I got to go to RJD for a field trip in my criminal justice class. You should not be excited about that, but it was really fun.
What does that tell you?
I'm just saying that they actually killed people. We shouldn't romanticize.
I'm
Who
not.
they are.
They're bad people.
No, but Alan, if you could tag 9 to 5 Nerds and a link to some Howard or H.H. Holmes information, that would be lovely.
I'm sure he'll be glad to do so.
Yeah, I love
Right.
having conversations on here.
In fact, if we could have
People who are not
an
here.
essay on that stat, appreciate it.
I just got hit back by somebody that was supposed to sit in tonight.
Uh-oh.
Are they on the way?
Like yourself.
Like, how could they be late?
I'm just going to stroll in.
We've recorded, I mean, once the charity episodes go up, we'll have recorded 100 episodes.
Yay.
And I get text messages from people that have like just jumped on, like friends and stuff, that'd be like, "Oh, this was so funny." I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No idea."
Anytime somebody brings up an old episode,
You're like, "What? That was 2 years ago. We've been
even if it was 2 weeks ago, I'm
Well-
blank. I don't know. I don't remember.
in February." Well, I mean, I know that's 6 months away. 6 months away, seven, whatever, 7 months away.
2 years.
That's when I
It'll
get
be
my
3
Gloomhaven
years.
player chart.
Oh shit. What happened?
Yeah. Well, and last year, the first year we only did like 16, 20. And the second year we did, I think, 40 something. And this year we're going to do well over 52.
Because you're freaking.
That shit is bananas.
Yeah. I mean, it's out of all the ideas we've had and all the things we've done, this is the most money, effort, and time we've put into anything.
You put a lot of money into Gloomhaven.
Yeah,
I
but it's
just
so fun.
kickstarted my player.
By the time we
sheets.
get those, we'll have already finished the
It'll
game.
be February.
Of next year?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. We're already going to be... Well, I guess we'll still be playing.
We're still going to be playing.
And the expansion comes out in October.
Yes.
So,
I will be using that.
I read some more Marvel news today.
what is that?
People who didn't die in the Great Snap.
Oh, don't spoil it.
You don't want to know? It's the actors revealing if they're still in it, basically. You don't care to know?
If it's taken away from something, no.
I'm assuming it's the ones that we expected
They're live, I'm saying, right?
that are alive. Like Spider-Man's going to be alive and stuff like that because there's more movies coming
some
out.
Black Panther characters.
It's up to Katrina.
That's fine.
Thudi, his
Okay.
sister, and his mom.
They're dead?
Live.
Okay. Did they just not show them so we didn't know?
Well,
I don't
she
know.
kind of like went over the handrail and went her own way. I didn't think she got taken up. I think they would have shown
If
people
they had
if
disappeared.
they had, like when they did in Ant-Man and the Wasp. They showed them
So,
disappear.
If they didn't show them, they're live?
I would agree with that because they showed Nick Fury and Maria Hill getting disappearing.
Although
Fuck
they
you,
did have
Ernesto.
a thing
Oh,
where the Russos
Hello.
talked about it, like Lady Sif, they said is gone. There's a couple. They
when
said
was the last time you saw her?
I'm not sorry, Ernesto.
Thor 3? Thor 2.
She was not in the third one.
She was not in Ragnarok.
Okay, all his other friends were.
The last time I saw her was in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode that she was in.
Oh, interesting. But Natalie Portman was confirmed. Well, actually, I think they couldn't say. So interesting.
She doesn't want to be in any other movies. Why wouldn't they just say
Right.
she's dead?
I think if she ever wanted to be another one, they say,
They
"Okay,
keep it
come on
open-ended.
back." Leaving the door open.
You all right over there?
Mind your own business. I was looking at something.
Oh, okay.
My chest hurts.
I know that. Need more tea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a short episode tonight. My chest hurts and I want to play Gloomhaven.
It's a subject close to your heart. Disneyland gave its workers a raise.
I saw that.
Why? Because they have to? Because they don't pay them
Disney.
anything?
Yeah.
They have to do it within, 10 years?
No, they gave an immediate. The news outlets I read said an immediate 20% increase with a equaling $15 an hour starting January 1st of next year.
Wow.
Which, I read it was 3 years in advance of when they had to.
But I texted my dad. I was like, "Congratulations, you got a raise." He's like, "That's only
California.
Disneyland, not Florida."
Yep.
Oh.
Their negotiations start next month. But it'll be lower there because the cost of living is lower there.
But hopefully it's still a positive trend.
Yeah. I mean, if they get 12 or 13 instead
You
of 15.
shouldn't have to work 40 hours a week and not be able to support yourself.
No, you should be able to support yourself with 40 hours a week.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Tomato, tomato.
isn't that what minimum wage is? It's the minimum
It's
amount of
supposed
money
to
that you'd have to
reflect,
make.
and the thing is about minimum wage does not increase with inflation. So while things are still getting more expensive, people's wages are not reflecting that, creating a larger poor class.
I just think we need to increase more tariffs.
Whoa.
Tariffs.
I thought you said terrorists.
Tariffs.
I was like, who? That's even an unpopular take for you to say. Increase
Terrorists or
terrorists. Well, both, but I mean, terrorists.
Terrorists. I hate it.
Our 5-year-old is walking across the room.
And you guys should have
Don't put your feet on the table. Feet off the table. Seriously, Oliver, get your feet off the table, please. Oliver,
Dude,
feet off the table.
you're actually getting in trouble. Go put jammies on.
Yeah, see, we usually don't do this when the kids are awake, so you guys
For
don't
this
hear all this
reason.
for this reason, but
You'll be
we
cutting
want to
this.
play Gloomhaven. Maybe not now.
I got another little topic, only because I just watched it. If you guys haven't seen it, it's going to be a dead-end topic. You guys seen Arrival?
No.
I have not yet. It's on Prime.
Dead
Okay.
end topic.
Oh, well, I won't spoil.
I really want to see it, so
I won't spoil
don't.
anything. We watched two Alien. We watched that and showed her Science, and I love Science, Like some of the dialogue, so corny.
It's also old.
It is. It's only like when you remember like Meryl. That's
Swing away.
when he's talking to the army recruiter guy. The army recruiter guy is being just creepy as hell, saying the alien tactics. I know what they're doing. They're like everything. All the dialogue was so on the nose. Like it wasn't. There was nothing subtle about it. But Arrival, I liked it more than Signs. Like I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about it, but it's hard to judge a movie that came out now versus something like that's dated. It
did help. I watched them back to back. I'd say Signs still freaking scared me a little bit.
It was really good in theaters.
Yeah, I had some of the best little scares, like suspense, like seeing the alien's leg or silhouette.
Exactly. Like the whole theater would go.
Yeah,
to the point where I remember where I was sitting in the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
The music is a little terrorizing. I like the theme of the movie, but Arrival just everything was pretty awesome about it.
That's another thing. Didn't it win Best Score?
I think it was nominated for like 4 things. I think it
or
won
music
sound
editing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I want to see, and it's free on Prime.
So we'll scroll past it when we're deciding what to watch
it's not like
and
the
not
same
watch
movie.
it.
It's not like scary aliens.
No, I wasn't.
It's sciencey stuff.
It does have a twist, though, doesn't it?
I think it'd be spoilers if I said yay or nay.
I've heard that it does. So.
I haven't heard anything about it.
If you call it a twist, I don't think it's like a Shyamalan twist.
Shyamalan?
Yeah. So if you're expecting like a complete 180 at the end, the aliens are actually whales or something.
Not a 360?
They're not whales.
Like a 360?
They may sound like whales, but they're not.
You gonna go see Teen Titans go to the movies this weekend? It's supposed to be really good.
That's a pass.
We're gonna go see it on Sunday.
Yep.
I'm excited about it.
I think on the collective, I've seen 1.5 episodes of Teen Titans Go.
Did you like it?
On the collective, it was okay. Yeah, it was all right.
It's pretty funny.
But I don't know enough about the show to even warrant watching the movie.
You really don't.
You don't need to.
That'd be like me watching. I never watched the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I watched the same amount of like TV show episodes, so never wanted to.
That was such a funny show.
Talked about it a lot when it came out, and then you haven't talked about it in like 10 years.
It's funny. I laughed out loud. I don't laugh out loud.
Yeah, right.
What do you think about never mind. We already talked about the Marvel stuff. They're gonna get Fantastic Four and X-Men back and stuff, so
they're gonna make movies. Until there's actually like casting announcement.
They're gonna make movies.
Maybe Josh Hutcherson can finally get a role. Remember he tried out so hard to be
Spider-Man?
Was it Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the
Poor
test
guy.
footage, yeah.
Footage?
Test footage.
What did you say?
I said footage.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I did.
Go back and listen to that.
No.
He's a normal one.
I edit it. I can edit it to say whatever I want. I'll go back in and go
Dub over.
footage, and we'll edit it in. I can do that.
You can.
Yanny.
I'm not going to. Alan got me a present for our 100th episode. It was the 3 Dragonlance books that are right over there.
I don't think you should spoil it. I think you said it on the podcast.
Did I?
I don't
think so.
We had a lot of time to kill. I think you probably said something
Probably
about it.
did, but he got me that, and I haven't read the books, and it's kind of one of the first things we kind of bonded over when we met, and he got me those, and I was reading the first couple pages, and the first like villain they come up against is Viewmaster Toad, and like when you're looking at him, and I'm like, I never really thought too much about what he looked like, and now that
right?
now that I saw him, I'm like, oh my god, I can't see anything else but that image. It looks like exactly what
it should look like.
It should look like.
I'll have
That's
to see
the best.
It's pretty good. I'll show you.
I remember that name because
your name.
It was Fustine. It was from a magic book.
Yeah.
But and making alter egos off of that, and wow, I Fustine, Viewmaster, Few something.
Where are you going?
That name was the only name that I think resonated with me in the book. I don't even remember the main character's name. Tanis. And something half... Oh, no, that's the same dude.
He's a half elf.
I used to know the little guy with the little stick that whirls. Oh, he looks like a toad.
He looks like a goblin toad.
It looks like the Hulk meets the toad.
Well, it reminds me of Chris Riddell. He does illustrated books for Neil Gaiman. And when I look at those ones, I can't see anything else.
You do illustrated books for Neil Gaiman.
I do not.
So that's why
I do like his art, though.
I like reading magic books. So when you have the magic cards, you can actually just see what the characters look like.
I read a magic book before you made me read like the Planeswalker book, But I read a magic book where it was like an arena magic thing, and they had a pouch with like balls in it that had spells. And I wish I could remember. Or if anybody out there knows what that is, I wish I could.
Probably like Odyssey.
I
or
don't
Chainer's
know.
Torment or.
But if anybody knows what that book is, I wouldn't mind, skimming
Who would have
past
on
it
the
again.
cover? A big bald barbarian looking dude.
I don't remember.
Like
I
that?
actually think the page was ripped off. I think I got it at like a used bookstore.
Oh.
Because at one point I was picking up any fantasy, magic, Dragonlance book that I could find. I read all the Dragonlance books, Kaz the Minotaur, Flint the King, the Twin series, and everything I get my hands on at one point. The Riverwind the Plainsmen, the Draconians, and yeah.
List goes on.
Yeah.
It's weird that world is not as popular as half the fantasy worlds nowadays. Like, they don't get much play in modern pop culture.
No, and you never know. They could pick it up at some point. They pick up everything else.
It could be the next big show. Like,
I still think it's got a pretty decent following just because it is Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah.
And you can
Technically,
play
it's
through
in the
those
same vein,
scenarios.
yeah. But I don't think it's as obscure, but like Pathfinder's a big thing. But
Yeah.
that's not like out there everywhere. It's not ingrained in pop culture.
No. I was going to say something about this, and now I can't remember what I was going to say.
But if they got a show akin to Game of Thrones, somebody else picked it up. There's a lot of lore in there. You can
It's huge. It's a huge history. I mean, it's Game of Thrones-esque, not as deep, but I mean, it does have like thousands of years of history in there.
Well,
that was gonna
resurrecting
say-
things.
I think it's untapped potential.
Flint was what I tried to name my dwarf in EverQuest.
Bad choice.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It'd be Flint like 849.
Yeah. And then I tried Raceland, and that I couldn't, and that's when Delanian came in. So I had Delanian since the first EverQuest game.
Yeah. I always wanted to make like my username for everything back in the day, like Gambit something. But you realize very quickly popular names get taken in everything.
YouTube.
So
They're making a Deadwood movie. Speaking about
Yeah,
resurrecting
Deadwood.
things.
Deadwood's getting a movie.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I never watched it,
I
but
didn't either. I've
They
heard.
finally aligned all the actors.
I'm sure your
They
brother will be
greenlit it.
happy.
Yeah, he's a big Deadwood fan.
It's cool when shows get canceled, they get capped somehow with a movie like
Like Serenity.
Firefly. Yeah.
They need to do Rome.
Even
Bring
though
that back.
Serenity was fucking horrible.
They killed off.
That's why it was fucking horrible. They killed off Walsh.
We're going to close up shop so we can play Gloomhaven. We've stuck around with you guys for long enough.
Stay tuned for the 4-hour long podcast where we just
I wouldn't be surprised
We're
if there's
playing.
another single one that comes out before we get that
Yeah,
done.
we may have one more single one that comes out before.
If not more.
No, I meant we're gonna do a 4-hour podcast on playing Gloomhaven.
Yes, you are going to sit here while we
No.
play Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
And Corey talks in his.
I'm gonna use my web
And we're gonna hear
shooter.
you flip the table over.
Yeah.
God damn
Fuck
it.
this stupid draw. I didn't need to do this. This sucks.
This is the 4th time in a
well,
row.
at least you're consistent. Your dice rolls weren't so great when we played dice games either.
Yeah. Well, I think in Gloomhaven it rotates because I've had a bad game. You've had a bad draw game. It's
comes.
it's
It
me
happens.
like 2/3 of the time.
To be honest, you're more likely to because you haven't buffed your modifier deck.
Yeah, I had to retire my character, so it's a little harder to.
Yeah.
But I think I'll do a little bit better with the brute tonight, and we know how to go after that scenario a little bit better.
Not that nobody cares. Unless you're playing Gloomhaven.
Play Gloomhaven; it's fun.
This just doesn't add up for a lot of people.
But yeah, stay tuned. We will may have one more episode before our charity episode, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be a surprise. I'm gonna spend all the weekend and next week.
Well, you'll have plenty of time while I'm gone next week.
I don't know how to load the episodes.
I can teach you. It's easy.
Okay, I don't want to do that.
Teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah. So Katrina will be gone next week in Chicago.
So
So
euthanize this dog.
no,
No.
my dog.
You.
Oh, yeah, maybe. That'll be this week's episode. It was only Katrina and I for a little while for our first time since you were late.
I hope you guys.
Well, that wasn't the first time.
I hope you guys kept it PC.
Oh yeah, we did that one.
We have two
What? Two what?
episodes recorded for that.
Oh, I was talking about just. Yeah, we could throw that up. Maybe we'll throw that up next week when you're not here.
Well, good luck loading on your phone to edit it.
That'll be this week's episode. We're out.